Plus, some of our best bullshitting can happen in the recording. And who the f*** is farting right now?
And on that note.
Welcome to the Nerdentials podcast, starring your hosts, Joe Tweedy, Matthew Johnson, Nick Thomas, and Lynn Dudgeon.
Welcome to Nerdentials, your weekly dose of the nerdy essentials covering film, TV, video games, and comic books. And no, Lynn, I will not be interrupted by you for the 500,000th time. I'm your host, Joe Tweeton, and I am joined by three of my fellow nerdy cohorts tonight. I've got the Lynn Dudgeon, the Matthew Johnson, and the Nick Thomas. Gentlemen, how goes it?
Hi, guys. Hey, you guys.
I'm doing a lot better than the last time you saw me.
Should I do the
Are you? That
shuffle?
wasn't long ago.
Well, if you remember correctly, I had to have... remember my tooth was killing me?
Oh, yes. They don't because I haven't posted that episode yet. But guys, guess what? You're getting 3 Nerdentials episodes this week.
Dude, I ended up in the ER the next morning.
You what?
I ended up in the ER the next morning.
Really?
Yeah, I had to go in because it was all completely abscessed. And I ended up with 3 visits to my dentist. And then they had to do a emergency root canal.
Dang.
I'm so sorry, dude. No, he was in pain when we recorded our gaming bits episode for this week, guys.
Excuse me.
Thank you.
Did you even use our picks?
Yes, at the end of the recording, I gave you your shout-outs. Lynn didn't have any picks, or he didn't post any. We'll get his thoughts in this episode, guys. This is our variety episode. We do have... Guys, hot off the heels of a long week. I was not able to upload last week. But, guys, this week, by the time you're hearing this episode, we'll have uploaded... me and Nick recorded a hot take on the Activision and Bungie split, which we, in this episode, will get Matt and Lynn's thoughts on that. Then we posted our lengthy most anticipated games of 2019 with a lovely shout out of Matthew's picks. Yes, we covered that. And now here we are for a variety episode. We're going to cover a little bit of movie, a little bit of TV, and again, we'll get some gaming thoughts from Matthew and Lynn. So guys, this is we don't have any current listener feedback. So that we've gotten a good amount of feedback lately with some of the stuff we've been doing. Guys, some quick plugs before we jump into this episode. Go to nerdentialsmedia.com. There they are. Guys, that is where you'll find all our connections, all our material, articles, reviews, gaming videos, let's plays, guides. You guys name it. That's where all the content for Nerdentials lies, is nerdentialsmedia.com. Hit us up through email as the .com angels ring their voices. Guys, Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram. But all of that, again, is found at that website. And like I said, go check out our earlier episodes this week on gaming news, some hot topics. But right now, guys, it's time to jump into tonight's episode, or this morning if you're watching it, or listening to it. Guys, we're on YouTube, so search out Nerdentials on YouTube. Or iTunes Music, what the hell am I talking about? iTunes for podcasts, or Google Play if you're on Android. Anyway, let's jump into it, guys. We don't have any, well, hold on 1 second.
Hold the phone.
What am I holding on to?
No, you know what? We're gonna wrap up this week with just our anticipated interest, like what we're excited about coming in 2019. We'll get back to the news next week. We'll have highlighted articles to hit next week for news. A lot of stuff has been happening lately, even this early in the new year. So that being said, guys, I think it would be prudent for us to jump into our most anticipated films for 2019. So let's jump into Movie Matters. Welcome to Movie Matters. Guys, it's our list, our top picks for most anticipated films of 2019. I think 2 films right up front, we can kind of, if you guys want to say a little bit about them, let's just get them out of the way. And I only say that because, let's be honest, when they come out, they're going to be full-blown spoiler casts. Let's not lie to ourselves. The 2 of the biggest films this year, possibly in the history of nerd films, is coming in the middle of the year and the end of the year. Yes, Matthew.
One came out today.
I think you're a little confused.
I think he's trying to talk about Glass.
He got it.
But that's not the movie he's talking about.
That's
on your list, Matt.
Hold on.
No, it's not. It's not on my list, but it's a very anticipated movie for nerds.
Okay, but we're doing the.
Hold up! Before any more crisscrossing hate or shame gets tossed, let me just say this.
Whoa! Speaking of crossing streams, did anybody else see the teaser trailer for Ghostbusters?
But that's for next year. It doesn't come this year. It's 20.
Oh, come on! No, not right now, dude. Yes.
How was
that was the
spoiler cast?
Nope. We're moving forward. Matthew, okay, I won't bury the lead. The two of the biggest films in the history of nerdism is Avengers Endgame and Star Wars Episode 9. And we can talk about them now or wait. Do you want to wait till the end, or do you want to just unpack some quick-fire thoughts on what you hope to see in those?
Just leave it, because I still haven't seen the one before. So, moving forward, let's go with our top 3 picks.
Hold on.
I'm only gonna say this.
Which movie are you
Go
referring
ahead, Matthew.
to? Are you referring to the Star Wars? Because
Yes, the one we ruined for him. No, it's.
Yep.
Okay, Lynn, come this fall, you don't get a pass anymore, and we're just going to ruin it for you, or you will not be on the episode.
Sweet. All right. Anyways,
I'm anticipating Endgame to be very, very, very.
I need to steer the ship back because we've kind of soured each other for a second. Hold on. We gotta. This is like 5 minutes that I'm gonna completely cut out because I'm gonna go back to the point where we were all excited and joking, because we kind of soured each other a little bit by this whole making fun of Lynn for not watching a fucking movie that came out 2 years ago. No, well, we are, and we all love each other, so we get to tickle each other's balls once in a while.
Balls.
Yes, I meant what I said, Lynn. I meant.
Guess we're a little far away to be tickled my balls.
I feel like I'm getting left out on something here.
Verbally.
I mean,
okay.
I will be down in California in March, so I could swing over that way and then tickle your balls.
All I'm saying is I've definitely got wood for your sheep.
All right, guys. Coming back to the fold. Guys, let's just kick things off by let's get 2 of the big ones out of the way. And we'll keep one of those 2 big ones super vague because of one of our dear co-hosts who's not fully caught up. We'll be super vague. Guys, the first one, I think the whole nerd crew is anticipating and curious about the outcome, is definitely Avengers Endgame.
Indeed.
Spoiler warning on the title. If you guys refuse to watch the trailer, that's your fault, not ours.
Well, if you've
Avengers
seen the first one, Doctor Strange says the name of the movie in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's true,
well, so does what's it called? Tony Stark. He says it too. It's like sorry, what?
But to be fair, Marvel, including the Russo brothers who directed these films, straight up lied to the community in saying the title was never revealed, quote, end quote, putting quotation marks up there for you audio listeners. But that's Marvel's MO now, is to insert subtle lies to misguide us so that we're surprised.
Well,
I don't fault them for it.
Technically, you can't reveal a name if they didn't have it yet. I don't think they had an idea of what they were going to name the second one, and then when they had that, like, you know what? Perfect. Go with it.
But you know what, Nick? When they were asked the question, they already knew the title when they were asked about it.
Yes, so they flat out lied to, I believe it was IGN.
Well, the point is...
Everyone lies to IGN. It's IGN.
The point is, Nick, they put the name in the dialogue. Yes, Doctor Strange said this is the Endgame. Now, later down the road, they filmed the second half. They finished it. They wrapped filming. Blah blah blah. They figured out, okay, we're gonna name it this. Yes, Endgame is perfect. Then the media asked them, "Hey, was the title ever in the previous film?" And they said, "No, it's not mentioned at all." I'm not quoting them, but they straight up said, no, it's not. And they already knew it was.
It would
especially because the fan theories are out there.
It'd be great in Endgame if somewhere they inserted Infinity War in there.
Like a classic Family Guy sitting in the movie theater. Like, oh, there's the title. There's the title drop.
Bruce Banner's just got to trip and hold his knee for like 5 minutes. And then all of a sudden, Hulk releases. It's going to be perfect.
That will be perfect. I agree. So,
or we find out that it's actually Loki been pretending to be Bruce Banner the entire time. That's why Hulk couldn't come out.
Oh my God, what? Nick, the fan theories are roaring.
No, they've already confirmed that he's dead. Dead.
Who?
The Russo brothers.
Oh. But I know, but that's true. That's true.
Don't tell him that.
But they lie to us constantly.
This is true.
So I don't take anything that's quoted from them in any article anymore.
I mean,
am I right?
I would have to agree. Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Quick thoughts, guys. Across the table here. That'll be a good outtake. Good outtake. Guys, across the table, what do you have any quick theory or hope on what you think may happen in Endgame? Either a theory or a hope. Like what you hope to see, or just a theory you're most intrigued by. If you want, I can start.
I'll go last.
Okay. I don't have any particular hopes on this. I know there's going to be a light at the end of the tunnel. I think that's kind of expected with how Infinity War ended, making children cry, for crying out loud. So, Marvel and the Russo brothers have nothing but a light at the end of the tunnel to put at the end here in some form or another. Secondly, as far as theories go, the one theory, and I don't know about the outcome, but the one theory I think they'll play with in the plot is I very strongly feel they will definitely mess with time travel via the subatomic universe that Ant-Man was trapped in.
Called Barf.
It's called...
Yes, but what's the universe he's trapped in again?
Quantum
Why
realm.
am I drawing a blank?
Quantum realm.
The quantum realm. So the only theory I will adhere to that I think is probably going to be played with in some way is I do think they're going to play with time. I don't know how, but I do feel there's going to be some time travel, shenanigans. That's where I stand. I see a light at the end of the tunnel, and there's definitely going to be some time travel shenanigans. What are you guys leaning on? Like, what's your theory or hope for the film?
Mine is that it will prove that Spider-Man Far From Home is in an alternate reality, and that all of them are trapped in alternate realities.
Shit, dude! Like the Spider-Verse from the new animated film that came out in December.
No, I'm talking like Far From Home, where he goes.
No. Sorry, I misspoke.
I meant he's talking about like Spider-Man.
I meant Into the Spider-Verse introduced the idea of the multiverse, and so what you're saying is maybe Far From Home is a multiverse outcome.
Yes.
Which, even though it's not the top two I mentioned, but Spider-Man Far From Home might be on some of our lists as far as anticipated films. So that's an interesting theory. What do you think? You think it might be an alternate verse?
Oh, yeah, an alternate reality or an alternate universe.
As far as how Endgame might end?
Well, they all come back from those alternate realities via the quantum realm, like you're talking.
Oh, okay.
Huh.
So, so hold on. Let me unwrap this for half a second.
So it's
are you suggesting?
So basically, what I'm saying is you are correct, but they are on a different timeline in a different dimension, on a different reality.
Which means that they're not even in.
So you think
like the timeline that they're in right now, in a different timeline later.
So you think. So are you suggesting that at the end, the people that were dusted, spoiler warning guys, sorry, that were dusted in Infinity War might come back from different universes, like different versions of them might come back? Here's the thing. So the conversation doesn't get too twisted or convoluted. Let's just leave Far From Home on the side for a second. We could dive into that particular trailer more in a little bit, but so bottom line, Lynn, for you, Infinity War, your hope or theories lies in the idea that you think the characters that come back, especially with Spider-Man Far From Home, the sequel, you think that, and it's been confirmed by the lead chick at Sony and even Marvel has confirmed that it literally, Far From Home, takes place minutes after the movie Endgame. So, timeline-wise, Spider-Man Far From Home is a continuation into the next phase of Marvel movies, meaning whatever happened in Endgame resulted in a version of Spider-Man coming back. And you think Endgame probably involves possibly multiverse versions of these characters coming back, not necessarily the originals.
Which would set up a new timeline for most all of the superheroes, which they could continuate series and.
Well, yeah.
Right. So that's your theory and thought that you're sticking with.
Yes.
Okay. Who else went? Lynn was first. Nick or Matthew, you seem to want to add to that. What's your theory or hope for Endgame?
It's not really like adding to. Well, sort of. I guess it is adding to. It's not really my theory, but with his theory, the whole thing with like the multiverses thing, Doctor Strange could use the time amulet the way that he was doing on what's the name of that planet when he was trying to figure out like the best
Titan
outcome, and he scanned through like a million different versions of timelines to figure out like which timeline would actually they would actually win. He could probably, if that's where they're going to go with it, he would have to use the time thing in order to pick them out of different timelines themselves and bring them back individually anyways.
Now, I think you're diving into a massive, massive puzzle of possibilities.
My theory has to go
What's
along
yours?
with
Yes.
Captain
What's
Marvel.
yours?
Because that hasn't come out yet, but it's coming out in March.
That's coming up,
8th,
yeah.
I believe. And I think with the trailer for Endgame, when it's talking about Ant-Man, I'm pretty sure he drops in to a timeline where they are at for Captain Marvel. And the non-eye patched Nick Fury.
Nick Fury.
Sorry. And it going along with a timeline where he goes back into the quantum realm and pulls people back out through that direction.
March 8th.
Yes.
Was that what you said? Yeah, that's when Captain Marvel comes out, March 8th.
That one.
No?
I really
Anyway.
watch it.
Anyway, finish up. Let's conclude it.
So basically, it's kind of like Lynn's, but at the same time, it's not going off different realms. It's going off the quantum realm where Ant-Man could like.
And let's not
through
forget the quantum realm is kind of like God in the sense that the quantum realm exists outside of a straight line theoretical timeline. So the quantum realm can pop in and out at any point on that thread of timeline. You know what I mean? Same with multiverses and all that. The quantum realm is in such a crazy space of thought and idea that it exists outside of all those things, which is why one theory as to like the Endgame trailer with Ant-Man showing up at the end, it's people are wondering, okay, is that the current timeline? Is Captain America and Black Widow actually seeing him on a monitor, or is that archived footage that's out of time? The problem is the quantum realm exists outside of all of that shit, and so Paul Rudd could pop out at any point in time as Ant-Man. Who knows? And so that's kind of like the exciting, like, ooh, what could this be?
Yeah, and like
because they could do anything with this.
That's
kind
of like where it would fit going with, because what is it? Captain Marvel. It takes place in the 80s. With Captain Marvel, it's played out in like 1985, I believe.
90s. Captain Marvel takes place in 1996.
Really?
Or 94.
I thought
94 or 96.
Something.
Nope, 94 or 96. 100%, 100%, 94 or 96. You forget the 90s is now 30 years ago.
Wow, I feel old. Okay. Anyway.
Yeah, right? Continue. A little shake weighty there, Lynn? Yeah.
Shake weighty. Okay. Well, it starts out in the 80s. I know that for Captain Marvel. Or
Captain
90s.
Marvel is set
90s.
in 1995.
95. Why did it...
Yes. There was never an 80s thing. That's Guardians of the Galaxy's 80s.
Oh, that's right. Oh, crap. Okay. My mistake.
Star-Lord's mixtape, man.
Anyway. I think what Ant-Man... The timeline that Ant-Man pops into is her timeline, and then he jumps back into the quantum realm later on in that film to try to go back to where he was.
Man, you got some crazy, outlandish theories, Matthew.
Well, I mean, it does say...
No, I'm not.
It does say...
I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just saying there's some details.
Yeah.
Whew. Okay, Nick, you're the last one. Theories. Sorry, did I cut you off?
No.
Nick or Matt, are you...
I was looking at Lynn. He's looking at me.
Should I play some Celine Dion music while you're making those moves, Lynn? Okay.
I think
In
Pony-
response
Nick.
to what you guys said, yes, no, maybe. But I believe they're going to follow the comics.
Elaborate just for the
everybody who
non.
was snapped is now in what is called the soul world. Their souls, their body is trapped inside the soul stone. It is another pocket dimension. Now, the thing that you're talking
I've heard
about
this
with
before,
this
yes.
quantum realm, I think Doctor Strange knew what was happening, and as you could tell from the stone, was not glowing the way it did before.
Are you talking about when he gave Thanos
Right.
the time
Stone
stone?
to Thanos. He cast a spell on him, protecting himself once he goes there. So he's actually going to go to the soul realm, and instead of be frozen in time in the soul realm, he's going to be able to freely move and be able to free other people that he needs to get what he needs to be done.
Interesting.
So, and I think this way he's going to wake up Hank Pym, because he has knowledge of the quantum realm, so they can get to Scott Lang.
Ooh.
So once they can get to that point and do that,
So basically, what you're saying is instead of the quantum realm being something that Scott Lang does in the future,
Scott Lang doesn't know how to control it. He's just
Right.
got it multiple times.
He's just on there
It's
for the
always
ride.
been Hank Pym.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and even Hank
I
Pym,
understand
even
that.
Hank Pym didn't fully know how to control everything, because that's why his love was trapped in there, dying, Vanna dying.
But if you think about it, in the comic books, what two minds in the comic books have to get together for beautiful things to happen? Tony Stark
And Hank
and
Pym.
Hank Pym.
Hank Pym.
They're going to bring them together to make this happen, and harken back to the old comic books, because the Russo brothers may not follow the comic books exactly, but they make sure to make these connections that the comic book fans love, and they're going to do this to fix it.
They've done a good job up to this point. Quick question. Before we go on too long on this, what do you guys think is going to happen with Bruce Banner and the Hulk? Theories?
I think the Hulk is going to be released within like the first 10 minutes.
Do you think hold up. Do you think he's going to go the way of the ultra intelligent Bruce Banner Incredible Hulk hybrid, because we've seen
As in Grey
concept
Wolf? Or, I mean, not Grey Wolf.
No. We've seen concept artwork of Hulk in this special suit that he can go back and forth between as Bruce Banner, but also there's a whole story arc in the comics where the Hulk is as intelligent as Bruce Banner and can actually carry on conversations. They basically kind of become one.
I think,
and Nick knows more about this.
It's called post-deal Hulk, is what everyone calls in the comic book world. Bruce Banner and Hulk eventually come to a deal, because the reason why Hulk isn't coming,
it's a psychological Jekyll and
Hyde.
Hyde.
It's not because he got his ass whooped. Hulk isn't coming out because he realized, I just had 3 years of being out, being me, doing what I want, and now you're going to shove me back in the little box. He wants control, and he wants to be treated fairly.
Like, you guys saw Ragnarok, right? Matt Lynn, you saw Ragnarok?
That was 2-3 years time span.
Oh, Matthew. Don't pull that shit on me, bro.
So this is what's considered post-deal Hulk. I think we're going to get to the fact that Bruce Banner, in his head, sits down and has a conversation with the Hulk. And they work out a deal where he's going to let Hulk have fun. Hulk's not going to ruin his life, and he's going to do everything he can to protect him. But they're going to have even times.
But I thought that also created the Grey Hulk.
No, Grey Hulk was actually created by an experiment with, what was his name? The Leader? Was it the Leader?
Hulk.
No, but Grey Hulk was never attached to Bruce Banner.
No,
he was.
Which
one
am I thinking of?
You're talking about Joe Fixit, bud. Where he's almost like a mobster and he's actually very smart. Or Old Man Hulk, which is way in the future, where the gamma radiation has not only increased his strength and everything, it's also increased his knowledge and mind.
Yeah, that's what I'm referring to.
Well, hey guys. I didn't. No. I knew as soon as I opened up the can of Avengers conversation that there would be a lot of shit to toss around. So a lot of interesting ideas.
And now back to Star Wars. Did you guys?
Well, hold up. That's where I'm going.
That's
where
the Wookiee.
Matthew, you missed our previous messing with Lynn. Lynn stepped out of the picture, and then as soon as he came back, Nick was like, "And that's why Chewbacca died."
I was there for that.
No, we were f***ing around with Lynn.
Yeah, I know.
So many Chewbacca shower scenes.
Lynn, come back. Lynn.
I love you, Lynn.
Lynn, we're not going to spoil shit for you.
He
come
knows
back.
where I'm joking with him. He knows it, and he's just playing.
I know. He blacked the fucking screen, man. We got 3 bleeps out of this episode.
You
of this.
know, Princess Leia turns into a Super Saiyan.
It's easy because you're beautiful.
Oh, Lynn, that's actually not a lie. She really does. No. Okay, anyway, hold up. Nick, stop singing Celine Dion.
What?
You need to watch the movie.
I have all of the Dragon Balls. You're wrong.
You're right. It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. Guys, okay, here's the thing.
The mighty Shinron is who gave her powers, right? Yeah.
Oh, dear.
That's how Princess Leia got her force powers, was the mighty Shinron.
AKA Darth Vader. Wait, what?
Guys, continue.
Hold on. I'm trying to get the shit back on board here. Hold on. Yes, Lynn. Yes, right here. Cup the bowls, the Dragon Balls. Z. Anyway, no, guys, back on topic.
I love you, Lynn.
Here's the thing. I'm gonna start this off so that you guys have an idea of what I'm going for as far as being vague and not spoil anything for those that are sadly behind in the Star Wars trilogy.
Shit happened in space. People are fighting. End of story.
Well, Lynn, if that was the case, then my personal fiction would have skyrocketed me into complete stardom. What are you doing? Are you? Okay. Well, I'm just gonna say it because yes, our beloved host Lynn has not fully caught up on Star Wars, and that's partially because of us, not because he can't go see it. And Lord knows he can go see it anytime he wants.
Not just you.
It's not partially. It's not partially.
Here. I've had.
Stop talking over each other. Let them talk. Say that again, because I cut you off. Say it again, Lynn.
I've had coworkers and friends here ruin it for me. You guys have ruined it for me. And then every time I remind my stepbrother that I haven't seen it, he also ruins it for me.
Well, a quick shout out to his brother-in-law, Joe. Yeah, I know. He shares the same name as me. Stop being a dick, Joe. If you listen to our show at all, stop being a dick. Okay? Lynn hasn't seen it. He's sick and tired of people constantly reminding him of how it ends. He wants to forget about it before he goes in blind again to watch it, okay? So, to no fault of his own, we will vow, Lynn, I'm going to vow right now to not talk about what happens in episode 8 until December of 2019, okay? I'm giving you literally 11 months to try to forget what happened in episode 8. Now, it's up to you. It's up to you to plug your ears from all the assholes in Nevada.
And if we are going to do any episodes or anything leading up to it to try to set up for it, we will let you know so you can set out so we do not ruin it for you again.
Yeah, we will warn you. Lynn, here's the thing. Like, I want you to be able to forget a little bit so you can go in and be like, holy when you do finally see it, I want you to go in sort of blind, even though you've heard crap, right? So anyway, that being said, we all know about the sensitivity of this subject. So I'm gonna show you guys the most vague. I'm gonna show you guys the most spoiler-free, most vague way that I could tell you from anyone else who hasn't seen episode 8 of what I hope to see in episode 9. Here it is. Here it goes. On the fly, without spoiling anything, I'm going to tell you what I hope to see. Being as vague as possible. Here we go. Guys, my hope for the J.J. Abrams directed final chapter. Stop. The final chapter of the Skywalker saga. My hope, without spoiling anything from the past, is that we get a fulfilling, conclusive story that of the Skywalker family that is empowering and respectful to the legacy of all the characters involved. We know that Princess Leia. That's a beautiful sword, Lynn. Thank you for injecting that into my description. Guys, check out YouTube. You'll see the sword that Lynn is holding. Guys, Princess Leia, General Leia Organa, passed away after Episode 8 was released, and
the actress Carrie Fisher.
Thank you. The actress Carrie Fisher passed away the year Episode 8. Oh my God, Lynn. This is an outtake. I'm cutting that shit out. You know Carrie Fisher died. It doesn't fucking matter what happened in Star Wars. You know she's dead. Okay?
I have 20%, by the way, of battery life. Currently.
Okay. We're wrapping up. I'm wrapping up. It is my hope that we've been told they will take us to a beautiful ending, and J.J. Abrams is a massive Star Wars fanboy. He's been blessed to be able to direct this final chapter. I just hope that the Skywalker saga is concluded in a meaningful, loving way. And I mean, honestly, what else can we say without spoiling anything else, Lynn? So that's all I'm going to say. I have given nothing away about Episode 8. I am just so excited and can't wait for December 2019, because that's when the final chapter comes out. I know J.J. Abrams will pay tribute to Carrie Fisher. I know he will send off Princess Leia in a beautiful way. I have complete faith in that guy. My ticket has been sold already, and it's a year away. I am ready for Episode 9. I don't care what it is. I know it's going to be good. So, Nick or Matthew, do you want to just add to the chimes of bells being rung by the angels, or because again, keep it vague.
I want lightsabers, starships, incredibly large weaknesses in ships that should not be there because of structural engineering. Chuck Norris playing as the Force yet again.
Oh yes,
and,
yes, Chuck Norris.
Wookiee wet T-shirt contests. J.J. Abrams.
I approve that message.
Perfect.
Thank you, Nick. Matthew, any concluding thoughts?
I can't even.
Can you pull yourself together enough to add one statement to this?
The only statement I will have is I would like to see. No, I can't say that part because it would give it something away for Lynn.
Be super vague.
Plug your ears, Lynn.
I can't.
General hope.
About it.
there.
Okay, go ahead, Matthew, quickly.
How about a sit down between?
Say it.
He's got his
Jedis.
earmuffs off.
Say it again.
A sit down with Jedi's,
Which Jedis?
aka Yoda, Luke,
The ghosts.
Obi-Wan.
Oh, you want to go sit down?
Yes. Like I'm anticipating.
I can get down.
that.
I can get down with that. I can get down with that. There we go. See, he knew. Lynn knew by convulsively waving. We were trying to get his attention.
I tried to think of the procedure.
Anyway, don't do that. Some people experience that shit. Stop it.
I do. It's a
And,
okay.
and on top of that, I would like to see a very nice lightsaber duel. I don't care who it is.
I think all of us agree.
Duel.
Oh,
lightsaber, not flash lightsaber.
Well,
same difference.
Now that
right?
we've got that out of the way,
they both make things sticky.
thank you, Lynn. It wouldn't be explicit without you.
Yeah, everybody's already dropped F-bombs. It doesn't really matter. Except for me.
They're all bleeped. Matthew, they're all bleeped out, though.
I know.
I can still make this a clean podcast if I bleep them out. Okay, guys, let's jump into the rest of our picks. Now that we got the big guys out of the way, I want us to have good conversation. I don't want to shorten or contrive the episode in any way by diminishing anyone's ability to share. Okay, that was a good 40 minutes to the beginning of our show. Let's do some quick fire anticipations. Let's not dive in deep on the tail end of our because the big titles we're okay to expand on. Okay, guys, who wants to go? Who wants to go first on anticipated films?
I'll go first.
Lynn, go for it.
All right,
go for it, Lynn.
My number one anticipated for this year is the new Godzilla movie. And then,
ooh, yes.
Then number 2 is Artemis Fowl. I'm looking forward to that. And then
that one looks good. Sorry, dude, I'm adding a little conversation to your list. Sorry.
My horror movie for the year, my one is Us.
Ooh. Oh, dude, that's an intense trailer. I was gonna do a reaction. I didn't have time to do one.
You went into a different realm. I thought you were going to say another movie, but you didn't.
Let's recap. Let's recap. What was number 1, Lynn?
Godzilla.
Okay, you went from a monster flick to a children's book to a horror or thriller horror.
Also, you got action, kid, and then horror.
That's a good variety, Lynn. That's a good variety.
And the last one has potential for comedy, too, because it's written by, what's-his-face? Mr. Peel.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Peel, yes.
And I'm kind of excited about the Godzilla one you're talking about. Millie Bobby Brown. Millie Bobby Brown, first of big movie role.
It is. And you can't forget what's-her-face from Bates Motel is also in it. And
Vera Farmiga. Oh, I love her. She's so
Lannister
good.
Is also in it.
I have never heard anyone reference Bates Motel up until now. Thank you, Lynn. That's a show that me and Amy binged all the way through 5 seasons. It was incredible.
It was a good show.
That was a little early Nerdentials, so we never got around to covering that show, but that was a good show.
Also, if you go watch the Godzilla trailer, Mothra was chills when Mothra got revealed.
Quick plug, guys. I did a reaction to it. Not the biggest fan, but I think you'll still enjoy my nostalgic reaction. It was good, yeah, dude. Mothra was one of my...
When you guys had me watch the trailer for it, live on one of our episodes back in the day.
We did have you watch it,
yeah,
yes.
That kind of was like...
You're like, oh!
It hit me in the feels.
All right, that was Lynn's hits. Matthew, give us your picks for 2019.
So 2019, I'm anticipating. Well, I mentioned it before, Captain Marvel, like that. That is one big one that I'm anticipating. Another one I'm anticipating is the Fast and Furious off-film Hobbs.
What's coming out of that? Oh, that's a spinoff?
Yeah, it's a
Sorry,
spinoff. It's Hobbs and why can't I think of his name? It's Jason Statham's character. They both team up.
Okay. Yeah. We talked about this early in Nerdentials podcast when we had Chris from Geekologist Radio back in the day. Mm-hmm. You talked about he asked you what if there was a spin-off with Jason Statham. So they're actually doing that?
Yeah, it comes out April of this year.
Ooh.
Right around my birthday, I think. It's like the 20th, I think. 21st.
Who else is in that? We got Jason Statham, and who else is with him?
It's Jason Statham, The Rock, Jason Statham's brother, whatever his name is. I can't think of it.
Oh, The Rock's jumping in that too?
Yeah. Kurt Russell, and a few other names.
Man, Kurt Russell is just springing up everywhere. Is that Christmas Chronicles, anyone?
This movie is supposed to go... is supposed to tie into the next film that will have everybody else back into it. So...
Oh, wait, hold up. So they're doing a spin-off story, and they're going to try to pull in the rest of the people. Mm-hmm. Question, Matthew, are you in the loop? Are they going to go on with an 8, 9 Fast and the Furious?
Mm-hmm.
And are they going to use Paul Walker's brother still?
Yes. But he's only gonna
I haven't caught up yet.
He's gonna be like a brief character. And him
just
and
his
cameo, wife
basically,
and child disappear, and they get out of the scene. Basically, is what they're trying to.
They're gonna try to respectfully write him out of the story.
Yes.
Interesting.
Then another movie I'm anticipating is Pikachu.
Matthew, did you listen to our my rant?
No.
You remember? No, remember? I had you listen to Detective Pikachu, where we talked about podcast listeners. I was a bit inappropriate about the.
That was the one where you like started going off on like
I went so off, uncensored. Like we talked about.
Yeah, you had me listen to that part. I forgot about that, but yes,
Lynn mentioned it was PG-13. Ryan Reynolds voices Pikachu, and then we kind of went off on a tangent. Guys, wrap up your anything about the Pikachu thing that you want to say specifically that intrigues you about it. What's got your tails and a fluff?
I think it's a very unique take on the whole Pokemon real world thing. And I mean, Pokemon was something that, like, when I was growing up, I was just outside the age range to like get like completely into it. But I still watched the same thing.
I said the same thing, Matthew.
But like, with Ryan Reynolds as a voice to Pikachu, like, I can't pass that up because I love Ryan Reynolds, and yeah. so
same here.
I think it's going to be a good film, and I think that's one of the reasons why I'm anticipating it. Like, I'm excited to see what happens.
They do with it. Yeah.
Do you think the Detective Pikachu movie will follow the game?
Are you familiar with the game, Matthew?
I am familiar with the game. What I've seen in the trailers, I don't think it's going to take. I don't think it's going to take a lot from the game, but I think it's going to take enough from the game that will keep it interesting. Does that make sense?
Kind of. I'll
You'll
vague as ever. All right, guys. Well, thank you, Matthew. the only one left for our movie picks for 2019 anticipated is the Nick Thomas. Nick, give us your picks.
I have quite an eclectic list, actually. I'm gonna start.
I look forward to it.
I'm gonna start with Zombieland 2, The Search for the Almighty Twinkie.
Is that actually the subtitle?
No, that's what I'm calling it.
Oh. Go on.
This will bring.
Robin,
This will bring
we were looking for a trailer for it.
Oh yeah.
Is there a trailer?
Not that I could find.
Not yet, but it
I
is
thought it
announced
was
for
a
this
little
year.
early.
It'll be out late this year.
Okay. Go on, Nick.
Zombieland 2 will bring back Woody Harrelson, Jesse Eisenberg, Emma Stone, and Abigail Breslin. All return for a sequel of the original.
Everyone except Bill Murray,
We get
who
the
was
dark.
sadly killed off.
I'm pretty sure we're gonna get the dark humor. We're gonna get the. I hope they go through and do another set of the rules, like an updated version of the rules.
Refresh us for those unfamiliar with the first movie. I've seen it, but what were the rules?
Always double tap.
Roughly?
Cardio.
Cardio.
That's the most important, cardio.
I don't remember all the rules. I can look them up real quick if you want, because those are important.
Yeah, do it real quick, just for funsies. Because this sounds like something that might be funny. Da 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 da
Hey.
da da da. Just kidding.
All right. Rule 1: cardio. To escape a pursuing zombie, you will need to outrun it. This means being in good shape. 2: double tap. When in doubt, don't get stingy with your bullets. 3: beware of bathrooms. You are at your most vulnerable while sitting on the toilet, so always take extra care. 4: buckle up. You won't be driving along easy roads anymore. With numerous things to avoid, you need to be ready for a crash. 5: travel light. While trying to get away from a mass of zombies, the last thing you want to do is be heaving luggage around. 6: don't be a hero. Possibly the most important rule of all. Don't risk your own life just to make yourself look good. 7: limber up. Before going on into a zombie-infested area, you will need to prepare for an impending running by limbering up. 8: when in doubt, always know your way out. You will always need to know the way out of every room for every building you enter in case you are caught unaware. 9: the buddy system. When you can't always look in front of you and behind you at the same time. 10: check the back seat. Before getting into a car and driving off, check the back seat for any hiding zombies. 11: enjoy the little things. As well as surviving all the zombies, you'll also need to maintain a happy and sane state of mind by keeping positive. Unspoken rule: don't scare survivors. Bill Murray tried to scare Columbus and ended up getting shot in the chest. So in this case, never scare another survivor, especially if they have a gun.
Yeah.
Those are the rules of Zombieland. I'm hoping for like updated rules, or like that they decide to scratch out a rule here or there, or like, you know what I mean? Because that was part of the quirky charm of the original.
They scratch out cardio.
Cardio. Be faster than your friend.
Yeah, well,
And it just showed
I
up,
have the key right there.
leg.
Right?
You don't have to outrun the zombie. You just got to outrun your friend.
That's why we keep cardio.
There's a lot of truth behind that.
All right, my next movie. I'm going to go from dark humor to just dark and horror.
Okay.
They've been doing a lot of remakes of his movies, and in this day and age with the new technologies, they're able to do some awesome things. Behind this, with starring Jason Clarke and John Lithgow, I'm excited. They're gonna take another adaptation of Stephen King's with Pet Sematary, and I am.
I've seen the trailer for that.
The original Pet Sematary was actually one of the first movies to almost make me shit myself, because I can't stand demonic children. I can handle clowns, I can handle spiders, even though
dude,
spiders. But you throw
that's another beast. Yeah,
the hell out.
I love the original. I saw the trailer. My wife was kind of meh about it, but honestly, I'm excited by what I saw in that trailer.
Yeah, no, like the original Pet Sematary. I remember the first time we dressed our kid up in a suit for church. We were getting ready to go, right?
For church.
He's all dressed up, hair combed over and everything. And my wife did a little part down the middle. I don't know why she did it. She did
snap.
it. And then he passes by the door, stops with his head like looking down, and he just kind of looks up at me and goes, "Daddy, come play with me." Exactly like the kid did. And I'm like, go away. But no, I felt bad because he didn't understand why it freaked me out. But yeah. So. My next one.
Dude, is that's coming out this year, huh?
Out this year.
Oh,
and it has
I'm
John
excited.
Lithgow playing as the old man next door.
I love John Lithgow.
Oh, I love John Lithgow.
Oh my God, John Lithgow, Third Rock from the Sun. I freaking love that guy.
Eric and the Hendersons.
I'm gonna be so sad when he gets too old to be on this earth anymore.
My next and last movie, not to say least, is one I think we've all been excited about. It is a superhero movie, so I'm going to the other end of the gamut here.
I forgot about this one.
DC Shazam. Shazam has taken a lighthearted and irreverent superhero movie with TV's Chuck's star Zachary Levi as the superhero, which was mind-blowing for everyone that thought about it, because everyone thought he was going to be a bigger character, but I'm completely okay with it because I was in love with the show Chuck, in love with it,
dude. And he's hardcore, like, passionate about his role in this too. He's gone to Twitter multiple times defending the early production of this show. Plus, quick side note, I've been following the news on the production of this. The Shazam suit that lights up in the chest and the arms. They made 10 suits for the production of this film, and each suit cost $1 million, $1 million per suit.
Damn.
And they made 10 suits for the production of the film. So that's $10 million out of the total budget just for his damn costume.
You know, Zachary Levi's probably lounging that shit at home.
Oh, sure. And, like, but here's the thing. I will say with, like, Ben Affleck and his Batman suit, it's got to be on the similar level for cost. But this one has got electronics in it. Plus, they scanned Zachary Levi's body. He worked out. He went on that regiment for working out to get the Hollywood superhero body. But there is a little bit of padding, obviously, because we're going from a little kid to a superhero suit, so he's not expected to be Superman or the Hugh Jackman Wolverine, but he still has to work out to get in shape, and they actually scanned his body for the suit, and then they built a suit, plus they put electronics into it. After all said and done, they spent $1 million per suit. Ridiculous.
Yeah, and for all of you who don't know the story of Shazam, Shazam is about a young boy, Billy Batson. He always picked on, stuff like that, always stands up for the little guy. But he stumbles upon a wizard named Shazam, who bestows upon him the powers of the Greek gods that come from the acronym that is his name. The wisdom of Solomon, S, which gives him enhanced intellect, knowledge, and focus of the gods. The strength of Hercules and stamina of Atlas. The power of Zeus, control over magic and lightning bolts, near immortality. The courage of Achilles. The speed of Mercury, all by yelling the magic word, Shazam, calling forth the power of Shazam.
Nicholas, I appreciate your lore and little side knowledge in describing this character. It's deeply appreciated. From one fellow nerd to another.
Yeah, this character is fun. If you ever watch like the Justice League show, there's this point where they're talking. No, it was in Young Justice. They have Shazam, and they're talking about inducting him into the Justice League, right? Mm-hmm. And they're all talking there, and they don't realize that he's a little boy.
Dude, the Young Justice is on the DC Universe app right now, and they're coming out with a new season. Sorry, complete side tangent.
I know what you're talking about.
Right. I'm excited about all of this stuff coming from that. Okay, dude, I am just as excited as you are for the Shazam thing. Plus, I don't care about the whole comparison issue that hardcore fans have, but I love the Marvel angle Shazam is kind of going with. It's still DC, but I love the lighthearted humor side that they're tackling with this, and I'm excited to see how they pull it off.
Well, and with how badly we know that the dark DC universe has failed for them in movies, I think this might be their route, because no one, you see everyone starting to do it, and it works for them. Ragnarok went that happy-go-lucky kind of light route, and it blew it out of the water.
And we're a little behind, but another case for that is Aquaman with James Wan.
I haven't seen it yet.
I know none of us have. That's my point. None of us have, but we know how it's doing, guys. Quick announcement on our show. We'll cover it next week. It broke $1 billion. If you guys didn't know that, you know now. Aquaman has been in theaters for less than 5 weeks, and it broke $1 billion. It is currently the highest grossing DCEU film. It outbeat all the previous DC movies that have come out, even Wonder Woman. And
Jason Momoa.
And a lot. That's the thing. People that don't. That's the thing. The people that aren't familiar with Aquaman went to this movie because of Jason Momoa, and some of the more hardcore people in the community of film went because of James Wan, because he is a veteran director who's known more for horror movies, and this is his first superhero movie to come out. He quick side note, James Wan is known for the Conjuring. Yes, he was a producer and writer for the Saw movies, Matthew, but he also is a director for the Conjuring films and has helped heavily in that franchise. So the guy's a horror film guy. This is his first outing in superhero films, and with the combination of James Wan directing and Jason Momoa starring, a side note, Jason Momoa actually went to the different countries over in Asia and actually met with and introduced himself to the different people on a tour of Aquaman in the Asian countries. Like, he went to the countries themselves, and he was so personable that helped with the Asian communities just freaking going bananas for this movie. Because, I mean, Transformers usually does well over in the Asian countries. But so here's the breakdown without, I don't know the exact numbers, but I know overseas, Aquaman has done over $700 million. And in North America, it's done $200 to $300 million for a combined $1 billion plus. And it's only been out for 5 weeks in cinemas, and it hit $1 billion. Right now, it's the highest grossing DCEU film, and it's up there in the top 10. It's getting close to the top 10 highest grossing films of all time. Think about this for half a second before we conclude. Aquaman is one of the highest grossing films in cinema history. How the does that happen? It's Aquaman. I love DC. A lot of us love a lot of different DC properties. But this is Aquaman, the most made fun of property ever to be created in comic book history. And I'm not shitting on where Jeff Johns has taken it with the New 52 and where they've brought light and made him more badass. But let's be honest, no one expected 5 years ago that an Aquaman film would break $1 billion. That's all I wanted to say on this. We're not talking about news right now. I just wanted to kind of make that statement, regardless of how you feel about DC or Aquaman. But I think it is a bright direction for the future of DC films. And now the next couple things we have to wait for is, how is Shazam going to do? And how is Wonder Woman 84 going to do now that it's been pushed back? It's only been pushed back because they wanted to put it out during the summer, where it has less competition and where the first one did so well previously in a summer release. That's why they're delaying it. They've wrapped up filming for Wonder Woman 2, but they're pushing it back because they want to see how it does in the summer of 2020.
I got one more thing for Shazam, actually.
Go for it, dude.
One thing I'm excited about.
We're wrapping up.
one of the big highlights for this is there's an actor coming to play a character. He's known to play these bad guys, and he usually like steals the light of the entire movie. Mark Strong is going to be playing the bad guy in this one as Dr. Savannah. Dr. Savannah is the rich billionaire, just brilliant person who comes up with these crazy weapons and stuff, and he's always been a villain for Shazam. But yeah, I loved seeing him in it. I actually was reading something that he wrote. He said, "I'm playing an evil bastard called Dr. Savannah. They are always the best characters to play, the most fun," Strong said. "I was Sinestro in Green Lantern, which I thought was a rather good film, but it didn't do what they wanted. So I feel like I've got some unfinished business in the DC world. I played a pretty evil character in that, and he was meant to get even worse in the second one, but that never happened. But I think I'm going to get that chance to do that in Shazam. I hope so."
I know. I'm so sad, dude. I love his. Yeah. No, I love that, and I'm so sad that he did that. Green Lantern 2 never. I'm so sad with what happened with that movie. Mark Strong was an amazing Sinestro, and he would have been perfect going forward.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, Lynn, I appreciate your Geordie LaForge Star Trek reference there, but why did you pull your headset off? We're wrapping up. Were we saying some spoilery things you didn't want to hear? No, we're good. You're very faint in the background because your microphone's so far away from you.
And I'd like to throw up one honorable mention.
Hold on. Lynn, I promise we're wrapping up now.
I'd like to throw in one honorable mention.
Okay,
we covered it in our last little episode. You will be putting together this week. Spider-Man: Far From Home. Or no, you released the reaction to it already. Yeah,
reaction's already out.
Yeah.
Yes,
Spider-Man.
By the time you guys hear this,
Far From Home. I'm very excited for. It's hard not to be excited for a Holland film. So.
And a quick side note to that, Nick Fury is joining into the first Sony-owned property of the Marvel, deal with the Spider-Man films. That should be interesting as well. Like, what's Nick Fury doing recruiting Spider-Man, right? It's an interesting time. Like, we don't know how Avengers Endgame is going to end. Literally. Matthew, go ahead.
I'm guessing it's going to be his actual induction into the Avengers.
Well, are they going to go Avengers or Agents of Smash?
I was going to say, some people think, like Nick, that this is a different group, a separate group from Avengers, that he might be recruiting Spider-Man into.
No, I think it's going to be for the Avengers.
But we don't know how Endgame ends.
I know, but
that's all I'm saying. But okay, you hold on to that theory, Matthew.
I will hold on to that.
Can I give an honorable
Hold on to
mention?
it and we'll see.
Yeah.
Yes, Lynn. Honorable mentions. Go for it.
Spies in Disguise with Will Smith.
Yes.
Well, fill me in real quick. I have not looked into any of this. Fill me in. No.
Holy crap. I just thought of something. Sorry.
It looks amazing.
Hold on. Lynn and Nick are losing their shit. What's this Will Smith film?
Will Smith plays a very suave, dapper spy, and they try to figure out a better way for him to be incognito. And Tom Holland plays a scientist who creates a serum which turns Will Smith into a pigeon.
What? Oh! I've actually seen I've seen a teaser trailer for that.
Alright, are you looking at me?
Yeah, quick side note.
And my butt at the same time.
Quick side note and information you can never get out of your head. Pigeon is one of 3 birds in the world that has a milk gland in its throat.
Thank you, Nick. I appreciate that small fact that we'll never forget.
I have an honorable mention.
Go ahead, Matthew. Wrap us up. What's your honorable mention?
Lion King.
Oh, yeah, that one's gonna be interesting. More so, I'm only curious. I'm only curious as to how much of a copy pasta that's gonna be with it being 100% CG. And the fact that the trailer they showed us was literally
frame
a
for
copy
frame.
paste, a frame for frame of the original trailer
But I think
of the '90s film.
I think what they were going with for that is to kind of like be like, hey, we redid this film.
Homage.
Yeah.
I know.
But I don't think that's
No,
actually going to be like. I don't think it's going to be exactly the same as the.
I'm just being the pessimist in the group. Like I agree with you, Matthew. I think the trailer was threaded together purposely just to draw in the nostalgia of us that grew up with the original movie. And I agree with you. I don't think the rest of the film is going to play out completely page for page.
I would love.
I agree.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, Nick, go ahead.
I would love for them
to
take the more of the Hamlet turn with it, what it was originally based off of.
You want them to go darker?
I do want them to go darker.
I mean, they might. It's going to be CG, so it probably will feel darker regardless. I mean, if they reinterpret the Scar, like letting Mufasa drop into the herd, or any of those scenes with Simba and Scar, I think that's going to look a lot darker in a realistic CG version as opposed to the animated anyway.
Right.
I don't know what other like plots or tones you're referring to as far as like the original story, but I think it's going to look darker no matter what. You know what I mean?
The original the play was for this. It was actually the whole story was intended to be a facsimile of the Shakespeare play Hamlet.
Matthew?
It's supposed to be like a very lighthearted version. Yes, I'm going to mute myself because they're being loud.
Sorry. Everyone's been pretty good. We're probably going to hear a little bit. It's going to be in the background.
All good in the hood.
It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal, bro. Anyway, yeah, dude, Matthew, I agree with what you just said. Nick, anything else you want to add to that, or should we wrap things up for now?
We should wrap things up so people can go to sleep.
Guys, I think we've come to the end of our recording for this particular evening. That was our list for you guys for our most anticipated films of 2019. And rest assured, as those films unfold, we will try to give you guys thorough conversation on how they were, our general reviews. And during this wrap-up, Matthew would like to insert a comment. Go for it.
In the comments below, insert your most anticipated movies.
Yes, we need to do this more often because most people forget. If you're an audio listener only, we're also on YouTube. So for all those people viewing this episode on YouTube, guys, leave a comment down below as Matthew suggested and let us know, what are you excited about? What are you anticipating in 2019? Guys, that's going to wrap up our episode for the week. You guys are going to get an extra dose of episodes this week. We got Gaming Bits. Me and Nick tackle a few topics. And then you've got our Movie Matters here, most anticipated films 2019. So, all that being said, guys, go to nerdentialsmedia.com for all your needs. And guys, that's going to conclude the episode. So, for myself, Matthew, Nick, and Lynn, this has been your Nerdy Essentials. And as always, nerds, we'll see you on the other side.
Now, I gotta add one thing in for you guys, just for your information.
Here he goes, guys. Here he goes.
Where Lynn is like super lucky here